Hello, this is Angela Holt. My assigned reading was for Chapter 10. It was called Applying the Segmented and Pre-Training Principles, Managing Complexity by Bringing a Lesson into Parts. And that's exactly what it was about. It was like breaking up everything into parts so students can understand the segments better. I was going to read my summary. I said, through reading Chapter 10 of the Clark Mayer book, I was enlightened with the ideas of how to break information down into segments for the students to better utilize the cognitive skills necessary in order to understand the lesson that I'm teaching. Online education is teaching to a broad group of people with many different levels of understanding. In order to ensure that a lesson is providing a lesson for the masses of the public audience, you must segment your course to provide the best learning opportunity for all the potential students taking the course. And then I've listed several ways that you can segment your course, especially online, where you could do what we're doing, which is called similar to a jigsaw, where people have different chapters, break them down, and they explain their chapter and then pull them all together at the end so everybody knows what the book was about. The Chapter 10 also stated that there were ways to segment videos by using a pause button, so stopping the video, making them hit continue would be a great way of making them cognitively understand what they were working on before moving on to the next step. So pre-training also is something that they talked about, and it involves learning the terminology before the lesson. So explaining what the parts are before actually going into more detail. My reflection on Chapter 10 allowed me to understand how learners piece material together in order to form the cognitive process which they must follow for proper understanding of the material. It's important to understand the cognitive process before you begin creating learning materials, in particular in an online environment like we're working on. I have always understood that there needed to be initial learning or pre-training before a lesson had to be taught, but I was not sure what it was called until after reading this chapter. So I've put together a few courses online. I've been a SME for a couple of courses, but I've never usually had to do a lot of pre-training. I've usually just had to start right into the lesson. I didn't realize how they pieced the course together until now. So this is very important for myself to understand so I can create lessons online without the help of an instructional designer. I did not change my views of the pre-training process, since I do sometimes go over a little bit of terminology before a lesson in my residential classroom. However, it did change the way in which I perceive a distance educational course should be set up. Take care.